everybody, Paul Turner here from thediscipleproject.net, here with a simple sermon illustration from 2 Corinthians 4:7, where it talks about jars of clay, right? We have this treasure in jars of clay that we should know that the surpassing power that is within us is not from ourselves, but is from God. And so we're going to talk about this today, and I'm going to just give you a simple illustration that I'm going to create in front of you, how to make it and all that kind of good stuff, and then just share a few other ideas and how I'm going to be using this in my message. Let's get to it. All right. So I'm doing this live on camera here just so you can see the process of the breakage and what it's going to look like. So let's hope it gets into big pieces versus small pieces. But the whole goal of breaking this is so that there will be cracks in it. So when we put it back together, there'll be holes, there'll be spots and all that kind of good stuff where we're going to be having some light shine through it. So let's go and give it a shot here, see how this works. You want to keep the base intact because you want to be able to stand it up. So really you just want the sides and maybe get it about halfway down if possible. So I'm going to try and see what happens. Okay, that's pretty good. It's not bad. Some big pieces there. I may go ahead and perfect. Okay. So I think that will be sufficient. So let me go ahead. As you can see, we've got all the pieces here. Now, when you're doing this, you may do this as an illustration and actually break the pot in front of the students and say, look, life can break us, right? There's things that can break us. Death, divorce, physical problems, relationships, everything can break us in some way. And you may want to have a part already broken that actually maybe has some of those pieces written on the actual pieces of the pottery. Another thing you can do with this as part of a reflection piece, if you take one and you break them into smaller pieces such as these, you can actually put these in front of a student, or a student could come up as part of the altar time and actually be able to write their name on a broken piece of the pottery here to say, look, here's my name. That means that I am broken. I am willing to humble myself and say, listen, that I am broken. Sin has broken me. Life has broken me. All these various things. And I'm going to put my name on this and maybe have some sort of cross. You could do it as a cross pattern. And then people could take their pieces with their names and actually put it as part of the cross pattern to make almost like a mosaic of various pieces. So you can choose to use pottery. You may even choose to use other kinds of different colored ceramic if you choose. But I've chosen the pot here simply because it's the easiest, and this costs maybe $1.25 at your local big box store. So, all right, so let's go on to the other piece here where I'm going to put this back together and see if I can't make it work. You see, even in putting this together, it's not going to quite fit exactly the way it was before. You know what? And many times when we're broken and something happens in our lives, it doesn't always come back together the way it was. In fact, the Apostle Paul says, look, I'm making all things new again. So that which is put back together is the way God wants to put us back together, wants to put us back into a state where we are best functioning for Him, to where we can shine the light out of our lives. Okay, so as you can see here, I have put this back together. You see there are some pieces left over that don't quite fit the way they used to. And so that's not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes in our brokenness, pieces that we don't need, God knows what we don't need in our lives. And these could be anything. These could be habits, they could be sins, they could be mindsets, they could be all kinds of things that we don't need anymore. And so God says, well, you get rid of those. We'll put those away. And also what we'll do here is we'll give it a little test run here. We're just going to take a little light. We're going to put it in here and then see what happens. We can also make a comparison between this and a regular old pot, right? The pot we started with. The perfect pot, perfect, right? The perfect pot versus the broken pot. And we can make that as an example. So let me go ahead and turn the lights off and show you what I mean. And there you go. Voila. The comparison. So you say, Paul, what is the major difference here? Well, the illustration I would make is this, is that yes, you may have an outstanding outside. Everything on the outside is perfect, and God may be able to see your light. He may see from this vantage point, yes, the light is on. I see it. But what God sees, what we try to perfect, what we try to show other people is this perfectness that doesn't exist. You see, vertically, God sees the light and says, yep, I sure see it. Your light is lit. I get it. He says, but if you want to be effective in the world, I'm going to say that you should show your brokenness. Because you can see here, even in these little cracks right here, that light is shining through. There's a big old hole right there. So, you know, that's where God sees, and where the rest of the world gets to see what is inside of us. That people know that in spite of our brokenness, the light of Christ is in there. They know that it's not us. They know it's not us. Here, people could say, oh, that's you. Look at your perfect life. Look at your money. Look at your everything. Look at, you have the perfect life. And in reality, that's not true, right? We know that's not true. But the point of the light, the point of a broken pottery, is that so other people can see the light inside of us. Okay, so let me step back. I'll come back with you in just a second. Well, all right, guys, that's it for today. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hopefully you liked the illustration. Feel free to leave your comments down below. How might you use something like this illustration in your youth ministry? I'd love to hear about it. Maybe you've done something similar. What I'd like you to do, if you're a brand spanking new, by the way, thanks for checking out the channel. Appreciate you being here. Be sure to click on my head over here somewhere like that, and you will subscribe to this channel. And that way you can click on the little bell down below there as well, and click notifications. You'll get videos like this in your inbox when I upload something. Also, if you're a regular, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget, I'm going to be at the National Youth Workers Conference upcoming 17th, 18th, and 19th of November. I would love to connect with you if you're going to be there. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. That's when you like the video and you want more of them. And until next video, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good day, everybody.